Welcome to the NeuroMasters Podcast, the place to reinvent yourself, master your mind, and change your life. Internationally recognized speaker, coach, and trainer Reg Malhotra will teach you tools to improve your mindset, change your behaviors, and let your relationships thrive. Are you ready to unlock the power of your mind? Here's your host, Reg.
Guys, I want to say this. This is all inner work. You know, when COVID occurred, I noticed something that people who had been doing inner work, they were thriving no matter what was going on. And so this inner work, you'd be amazed at when it can produce results. And a lot of people don't do this inner work. They have no idea about how things work inside of them. So think about how would you react? How would you respond to certain things? So one thing I'd like you to write down, people always say, who am I? I don't think that's the best question. You need to add one word to the end of that. Who am I becoming? You just have to add the word becoming. That creates very different pictures in your mind. Last thing I want to say, one of the things that feedback that I've got from the suggestions work that was done yesterday and today, we're going to do more work on that. I'm going to do some demos and things, is that people are not very clear on what they want and who they are becoming. Right? This is something that I would like my students to become masters at. Remember, who you're becoming and what you want does not have to be static. It can change. In coming months, times, it's all fine. But at a given place in time, you have to let go of your options. You have to decide what you want. That's very, very important. And how do you know that it's true for you? Well, number one, it has to align with your values. And number two, just follow me along with this. Think about one thing that you want. I'm going to ask you, what specific, this is from NLP, by the way, but I'm doing this as a bonus for you guys because I want you to get results. But at the end of the day, we only have 3 days here. Before you do your suggestions, go further with them, really see how much you can do this process so you become clear on what you want. Think of one thing that you want. What specifically do you want is my question to you. Okay, make sure you bring it to your mind. Now, I want to ask you this question. Where are you now in relation to what you want? Where are you now in relation to that? Just want you to associate with that. Now, I want to ask you this. What will you see, hear? So firstly, what will you see when you have it? Please go ahead and see if you can create the picture. And as though you're in your own body, looking through your own eyes. So if my goal was to go to Hawaii for a holiday, if someone asked me, what will you see when you have it? I see myself getting in the cab, going to the airport. I see it right now. So think like that. Next question, what will you hear when you have it? Is there any sounds? Third one, what will you feel when you have it? Notice where in the body you feel it. Notice the intensity of the feeling. Just see to what degree are you being able to do this. What we're asking you to do, and I'm going to ask you right now, and please take a moment to try your best. Can you act as if you have it? Good job, some of you. Brian, well done. As you try and step into your body as though you have it, are you being able to act as if you have it, or there is some limitations, problems, some resistance coming up? Okay? You want to be able to act as if you have it now. How would I act as if I have this holiday now? Well, my energy is different. I can totally pretend and act as if it's happening. I'm leaving the house, getting in the cab, going into the trip. Can you act as if you have it? I had a person once and she said, I want this particular house in this particular suburb, this type of house. I said, can you act as if you have it? She just couldn't see herself in the house. I said, is this really your goal? Because you're not being able to see it, hear it, feel you. How can it be that hard if you want that house? So you want to be able to act as if you have it. Now, next question is, how will you know you have it? What is the thing that would need to happen that confirms to you that it's happening? If it was holiday for me, maybe I see an email that confirms, or I'm having a conversation with the taxi driver saying I'm on my way. How will you know you have it? Now, I want to send your mind to one more place. What will this outcome or this goal get for you or allow you to do? Everybody get involved with this, even the coaches and the team, with some new goals. What will this allow you to get or to do? Sure, Brian. See how specific Brian's is? It's very specific. No, it can't be like that. How will you know you have it? People don't even think about it. This is called evidence procedure. What I'm doing with you right now is very powerful. Make no mistake. I'm already from the front creating a existence of this in your head. Number two, now next question, is it only for you? I'm asking you. It's most likely to happen if it's only for you. I mean, it's not just mom told me to do it. It should be your desire. Next question is, now it's getting specific. Where, when, how, and with whom do you want it? See if your brain can produce that. See if you can produce it in your head. I promise you, if you can answer all these questions congruently and you can step into that, I promise you it will come true. What, where, how, and with whom do you want it? Now, in order to move towards it, I also want to send your mind to this direction. Have you ever done it before? Next one, do you know anyone who has? And last but not the least, I'm going to bring that again. Now, can you act as if you have it? Interesting. Chris' question there, what if we are not sure of the specifics? Well, how would your mind want to see it? What would your mind present? I'm saying to you, you don't have to have the specifics. However, it's your goal. It's your desire. When I say where, when, how, and with whom do you want it, you can have a desire. Can you not, Chris? You can have a desire. How would you like it to be with? If my goal was a house, I want it with my wife. So in that image, when I'm in the house, I see her there. Okay, Beth? So this will help you now, before you do as you do your suggestions even more, really get more clearer, because, fluffy desires creates for fluffy hypnosis. Beth?
All right. So my one question is, how you said, if I want a trip to Hawaii, I can visualize that. How do you answer for the people who struggle so much financially and they want money and they can't visualize any of it because they can't get past the fact that they can't pay the bills or they can't do, that's my question.
That's a good question. And it's a very valid question. And that's why they're not able to create it largely. Some will. That's why they're not able to create it. What they've got to look at, that's what I'm saying to you. We've got to become very real with what we want. So if a person has a really hard life and literally has no past reference of ever being abundant, ever having any money, never seen parents have money, never lived in a very poor neighborhood, whatever, right? So they don't have the reference. But if I ask them, what do you want? What specifically? If they said, I want $10 million, they better be able to create an idea of that in their brain. What might be better for them is that I want safe accommodation. It's almost like they have to move to the next step. This is the problem. A very good question, Beth. If you can't act as if, then although it can still happen, it's like a lottery. You know how people live their whole life thinking one day the lottery will come through? It's like a lottery. I'm not saying it can happen, but I would rather be more decisive and more clear. So if I'm earning only, if I've never been in business and specifically what I want is to have my own business, right? Here's what people do. They've never done a business in their life. They're doing a small job. And now they're saying, I specifically want $1 million in a business. You can do it. I would rather have a goal on that I am making same salary as my job from my business. Specifically, what would that look like? Can you act as if? There's no stopping you from setting other goals as well. That's how I would treat this. So think about, all I'm saying is think like this when you do your suggestions. If your goal is to get healthy, get specific on that. What do you see is, can you act as if you go to gym 3 times a week? Can you act as if, can you see what you would see, hear what you would hear? We've got to do it in here. That's why most of the population don't have what they want. They just can't do it in here. And it's all random and chance-based. This is not rocket science. You're in fitness, aren't you, Beth? What do fitness people do? I promise you, those who are getting results, they may not be doing this in a structured way, but they're constantly running images and movies of them, what it would feel like for them to be lean, what it would feel like for them to have done cross 45 and that energy. It's always running, which is what gets them to that. This is very powerful fitness. This is like, it's not just believe it and, those motherhood style statements like what you think you become, that's all fine. But we look for the specific steps in the structure. What and how to help those people who cannot quiet their mind, like they cannot control their mind or they cannot create it in their mind. Well, they have to, they say they have to do inner work. A lot of the time people can't quiet their mind is because they're overthinking. They haven't allowed themselves to be in the flow. They are running constant, dramas in their head about what happened in the past. We've got to clear this stuff up. It's like a car. We need to service. There's no one straight answer for that. They have to start the inner work. You can ask the Erica here and all these people here, John here, they were exactly in the same situation. Look at them. They're clear, they're certain, they're decisive, so they get results.
Thank you for tuning in today. Are you ready to take the next step and find out what's keeping you from reaching your goals and creating the life you want? Go to go.neuromastersacademy.com/GS-LP for a free transformational mini workshop with Reg. See you next week.